Welcome to our Eco Channel, where we explore the wonders of our planet and the vital connections that sustain all life. From the depths of the oceans to the peaks of the mountains, we delve into the beauty and complexity of Earth's ecosystems. Let's journey together towards a greener future. In this video, we talk about urbanization and its effects on local wildlife, the expansion of urban areas. Urbanization involves the growth and expansion of cities and towns as populations increase and industrial activities expand. This process often leads to the conversion of natural habitats into residential, commercial, and industrial areas. As urban areas expand, natural landscapes are replaced with buildings, roads, and infrastructure, which can severely impact local wildlife. This habitat loss reduces the space available for wildlife and fragments their living areas, making it challenging for many species to survive and thrive. Habitat fragmentation and wildlife displacement. One of the most significant effects of urbanization on wildlife is habitat fragmentation. When natural habitats are divided into smaller, isolated patches, it can create barriers to animal movement and reduce access to essential resources like food, water, and breeding sites. Fragmented habitats can also lead to increased mortality rates due to collisions with vehicles, exposure to pollutants, and predation by domestic animals. Wildlife may be forced to adapt to the urban environment or relocate to less suitable areas, which can result in population declines or the displacement of species. Changes in wildlife behavior and adaptation. Urban environments can alter wildlife behavior in various ways. Some species may become more adaptable to urban settings, finding new food sources such as garbage and pet food. Others may exhibit changes in their natural behaviors, such as increased nocturnal activity to avoid human disturbances. While some species can thrive in urban areas by exploiting new resources and habitats, others may struggle to adapt and face increased risks. Urban wildlife can also face challenges like increased competition for resources, diseases, and human-wildlife conflicts. The impact of pollution on urban wildlife. Urbanization introduces various forms of pollution, including air, water, and noise pollution, which can have detrimental effects on wildlife. Air pollution from vehicle emissions and industrial activities can impair respiratory health in animals and disrupt their natural behaviors. Contaminated water sources from runoff and waste can lead to toxic effects and habitat degradation. Noise pollution can interfere with communication and navigation, particularly for species that rely on sound for mating and foraging. Addressing pollution and its impacts is crucial for mitigating its effects on urban wildlife. Conservation strategies for urban wildlife. To mitigate the negative impacts of urbanization on wildlife, various conservation strategies can be implemented. Creating green spaces such as parks, gardens, and wildlife corridors within urban areas can provide habitats and facilitate animal movement. Implementing sustainable urban planning practices that prioritize habitat preservation and minimize fragmentation can help reduce the ecological footprint of urban development. Community engagement and education about wildlife-friendly practices, such as reducing pollution and preventing human-wildlife conflicts, are also important for fostering coexistence between people and wildlife. Case studies. Urban wildlife adaptations. Several case studies illustrate how wildlife can adapt to urban environments. For example, the peregrine falcon, once critically endangered due to pesticide use, has successfully adapted to urban life by nesting on skyscrapers and hunting pigeons. In some cities, urban-dwelling species like raccoons and foxes have thrived by exploiting human resources. These examples demonstrate the resilience of certain wildlife species and highlight the potential for coexistence in urban areas. However, they also underscore the need for ongoing conservation efforts to ensure the long-term survival of urban wildlife. The role of urban wildlife in ecosystem health. Urban wildlife plays a crucial role in maintaining ecosystem health within cities. Pollinators, such as bees and butterflies, contribute to the reproduction of plants and the production of fruits and vegetables. Birds and insects help control pest populations, reducing the need for chemical pesticides. By supporting biodiversity and ecosystem services, urban wildlife contributes to the overall sustainability and resilience of urban environments. Recognizing and valuing these contributions is essential for promoting urban conservation and ensuring the well-being of both wildlife and human communities. Conclusion: balancing urban growth and wildlife conservation. Urbanization is a complex process that presents both challenges and opportunities for wildlife conservation. While the expansion of urban areas can lead to habitat loss and increased risks for wildlife, thoughtful planning and conservation efforts can help mitigate these impacts and promote coexistence. By integrating wildlife-friendly practices into urban development and prioritizing habitat preservation, we can create cities that support both human and wildlife populations. Emphasizing the importance of conservation and sustainable urban growth is key to maintaining biodiversity and ensuring a harmonious relationship between people and wildlife in the urban environment. Strategies for mitigating urbanization impacts on wildlife. Green infrastructure and urban design. Green infrastructure involves integrating natural systems and green spaces into urban planning to enhance ecological functions and support wildlife. This can include creating parks, green roofs, and urban forests that provide habitats for various species. Incorporating wildlife corridors and connectivity within urban areas allows animals to move freely between habitats, reducing the effects of fragmentation. Urban design that prioritizes green spaces and integrates natural elements can help create a more wildlife-friendly environment. Wildlife-friendly urban planning. Wildlife-friendly urban planning involves designing cities and infrastructure in ways that minimize negative impacts on wildlife. This includes planning developments that avoid critical habitats, creating buffer zones around sensitive areas, and using eco-friendly construction materials. Implementing measures like bird-safe building designs to prevent collisions, and installing wildlife crossings such as underpasses and overpasses can help mitigate the effects of urbanization on wildlife. Engaging with ecologists and wildlife experts during the planning process ensures that conservation needs are considered. Community engagement and education. Raising awareness and educating the public about the importance of wildlife conservation and coexistence is crucial for fostering positive attitudes towards urban wildlife. Community engagement initiatives can include workshops, citizen science projects, and educational campaigns that highlight the benefits of wildlife and the steps individuals can take to support conservation efforts. Promoting responsible behaviors, such as securing garbage to prevent attracting wildlife and avoiding feeding wild animals, helps reduce human-wildlife conflicts and supports healthier urban ecosystems. Habitat restoration and enhancement. Restoring and enhancing degraded habitats within urban areas can improve the quality of life for wildlife and support biodiversity. Goodbye, everyone.